coming in fast, so we need to get that flood wall up. So, good luck. Jeez Louise, that was a close one. Looks like our hard work paid off. The storm's passed and the town's still standing. Still, we better check for damage. I've marked your destination at the harbor.
All right, thank you, Kelly. I will definitely go check the harbor. What is up, guys? And welcome back to another episode of RoadCraft. Last time we built a crane. We set up the floodgates so the city doesn't get overrun. And today, I do believe that we will be exploring a whole new area with a lot of new functionality getting introduced. But I will not spoil it anymore. I will just jump right into it and see what we have to do. Now we have to go to this new area and check it out. So let's get on to it. So since the last time we played, I did a little bit of research and I was experiencing issues where this is quite rough to open. I experienced some issues where after like 20-30 minutes of playtime, suddenly my frames will start to drop. And we're talking massively drop in like 10-20 frames, which is not ideal. And the workaround I had was to either go into the graphics and change the settings around, and then apparently it just resets, or I have to turn the game down, open it up again, and then continue playing. Really an inconvenience, to be honest. So it's been like this for about a week now, and they still haven't fixed it. Just FYI, if you are experiencing the same, then pausing it up and down. I also saw that somebody mentioned that you can like Alt-Enter, and it will like resize the window to window mode, and then you press it again, and then apparently the lags will stop. Sometimes it works, and other times it doesn't. So do with the information that's what you want, but this is what I've experienced. Let me just make sure that I'm actually going the right way. Yeah. Alright, so I'm basically gonna drive all this way down here, and then I think we can take the bridge over, and then we need to go to this location. So for you guys, it will be like 2 seconds and I'm there. But in the meantime, see you there. So apparently it would appear so that the storm hit hard last night. There seemed to be a lot more debris on the road than what it used to, so it would appear that we did flip the car again. Yeah. Let's It's not good. Maybe if we're lucky. It's definitely one of the biggest potholes that I've ever seen. Well, now I live in a country where there definitely are potholes, but usually they get fixed within about a month or two by our government. Nothing huge to complain about, but it's not like I've seen a lot of videos where people, especially in the US, have to go out and sometimes prepare them themselves. I wouldn't even know to begin with something like that. Maybe by buying some. I do think that you can buy some like asphalt in a bag, and then maybe by heating it up and putting it in the pothole and slowly just stomping on it with like sort of pothole fixing device. That might do the trick. I'm not a professional when it comes to this. It would seem that we are at the bridge now. Wonderful.
At least this bridge is still in one piece. We had to move our operations before the storm. We needed to get to that harbor, so it had to be lowered. I was a bit worried about it, storm and all.
So we arrived at a crossroad. We can go left, we can go right. The map doesn't reveal much. It would seem like left will probably be the best option here. Also, it's closer to the phosphate plant. You know what? I'm gonna go to the right and see if anything suspicious or intriguing happens. I will be back with you guys. So it would probably appear that we actually made it to the harbor. Check it out and see what happens. So this is the harbor. Doesn't look too terrible. Yeah, we need to keep an eye on these guys. Apparently we can sell them for a good amount. I was not aware of this until I took a look at the achievements, and some guys on Reddit was like harboring like almost 30 of these guys and selling them for a good amount of money.
You might have noticed we've deployed some additional support. Supplies, vehicles, that kind of thing. But you'll need to jump in the crane and move all those containers out of the way first. And then you'll need to check the road from the harbor base to the transit point and clear out any hazards. Once that's done, you can plot a route for our vehicles.
Okay, folks. Excuse me for 1 minute. I'm just gonna have a chat with Kelly, and because I'm not licensed to operate one of these cranes. So. Hey, Kelly. Thanks for the update. And thank you for sending up the cavalry. Apparently, you were saying that I needed to jump into one of these cranes and move some stuff around. Are you certain you want me to do that? Because I'm definitely not crane certified, or I'm pretty sure that I didn't put anything on my CV that I have operated a crane before. What I did on the other coast, that was fine. A bit scared of heights, as you might know, but... Kelly? Hello? You there? Oh, damn it. So, apparently we have to jump into the crane and move some stuff around. Good stuff. We do have some controls here. We can move the crane. This lever over here. Up, and we can, by moving it up and down, we can go forward and backwards. And then I would assume that we can also lower the... That's a bit easier in this view. Would it be possible to move in here? Oh, you got it. Just dump it here. So we have a base here, a harbor base. We need to get over here. Is that the main objective? Seems so. Right. Right, we arrived. Best bet to move sand. So normally if you find stuff like on the side of the road, it doesn't mean that your life has unlocked something new. For example, if I went to the beach and on the parking lot there was parked a really nice car, and apparently the owner forgot to lock it. That doesn't mean that it's mine. That's borderline stealing, but no. Doesn't seem like anybody is stopping us now. So we do have some operations we need to go through with the dump truck. We can control the tipping angle. We can press X to open the tipper, or we can press square to close it. All right. Pretty neat. So we need to build a route. That's the next objective. Where do they need to go? They need to go from the harbor base to transit here. And I assume that the reason why we got a dump truck is probably because there's some not so nice spots on the road. It needs fixing. Give the dump truck a try. Let's see if we can do it. This looks a lot muddy. Right? We dumped some sand. Now we have so much easier to drive over this. Yeah. Oh, and if we look down in the bottom left corner, we can see that we can press the down arrow to refill the sand. So we actually don't have to go back to refill it. It's very nice. You just need to plot down some sand over all this. So this is the sand core. Oh, okay, so the sand core is right here where we found the dump truck. That was right here. And as we can see, all the yellow parts here is where we have access to the sand quarry. That's actually quite nice. We have another vehicle over here as well. I guess we just move some more sand. Alright, so all these vehicles that we're getting, the rusty ones like this one, the dump truck here, those are that we need. As you can see, they're not for sale. And I do believe that if we look at the stats here, 2 stability, 1 mobility, and 2 capability, if we go into the shop here, we find those are here. You can see that it has quite a bit better stats than this one. Follows it, and I guess that the reason why is because it's a bit rusty. Apparently that has an effect on the size and so on. But of course we do have a dozer. I was just thinking, when did we get this? We got it a few weeks ago. I think it was the first vehicle we got except for the scout car, so yeah. I was like, when is she giving us the dozer? Don't we need a dozer to like grade out the sand? So we just select sand flattening here, and then by simply just driving over it to where the ground is compromised, as they like to say, we can flatten it out and by pouring new sand, and we can basically just repair the road. This is one of the mods that I was talking about in the last episode, that I do have the CraftPlusPlus, I think it's called. I'll put a link in the description. But it increases the radius for grading and asphalt laying just by a tiny bit, which makes it like a huge time saver when it comes to doing stuff like this, because we can actually clear most of it. So you can see it kinda pulls it out like here. We're good to go. It's a nice, beautiful road. I actually do think that you can drive over it multiple times to flatten it even more. If I can just go a bit more to the side here, you can see actually just a little bit more back, and we do the other side. right now I'm just checking to see if we need to actually patch some more road here. At the moment it looks fairly fine. So let's build a route. What happens? So one thing when we are building routes here is the road appears from up here to be fine, but it could be muddy and we actually wouldn't know until like a vehicle with a load drives over it. Therefore I usually just tend to like the obvious places where the game told us to patch up, like here, one further up. Those I'm doing because I know that the cars will fail here. But otherwise you can simply just let them run and they will actually kind of show you where some places that they might get stuck. Like here's a good example. We can see this one should probably drive right through, but the other one made some big tracks. That might actually be a good place to fall back on, because at some point, even if it makes it here, after it drives over this 2 or 3 times more, it actually might be a problem and they could get stuck, and once they get stuck the route has failed and then we have to go fix it. And here might also be a problem. You can see the tracks, even this one is struggling. Oh, I don't think this one will make it. Let's jump back into our dump truck. The harbor base. We pick up some sand and we fix those 2 minor inconveniences. Yeah, you can see here that the vehicles failed. Since we are within reach of the quarry, there's some dirt here. So I've been kind of thinking, maybe we should invest our 36,000 in a better dump truck. Now, I know that we're gonna be doing a lot of hauling of sand, so the more capability we have, it might be better. Because we do have some restrictions when it comes to like easy access of quarries. In the beginning here, it's not too bad. As you saw, one of the things you can do if you don't want to drive around, you can actually, if you're in a quarry, you can refill with sand. And then you can actually recover your vehicle with sand in it. So for example, if you have a base somewhere else where you need to dump some sand, so because you need to build a road or something, well, there's no quarry nearby, you can actually somewhere else refill with sand and then recover it to that base with the sand in it. and it still has the sand. I don't know if that's intended behavior, because when you recover any other vehicles that might have stuff in the back, those things will disappear. So, but sand apparently doesn't. Yeah, right now I'm just flattening out a bit more. We can restart the convoy and see how exactly it goes. Where did they fail last time? They failed right here. They shouldn't fail this time. Definitely much better. So while we're waiting, let's have a look at the dump truck. We can go into the garage, we can go into the shop. Let's see what we have available. So one thing I really like, that I think we should probably invest in. So I have both the DLCs, one with a scout car and the other one with the dump truck. You also got it as a pre-order bonus, this one, which is quite nice. So another thing I would also like, this one is quite nice because you actually get a trailer on it, the links. This one is 65. Maybe we should wait for it, because I think this might be a bug. So as you can see, the name of it is a Bowhead 30T. I would assume that the 30T is about that. It's able to hold 30 tons of sand. But if we look down here at the dump tipper, the sand capacity is 20 ton. That's quite annoying. What about just a regular one? 20k? It only holds 10 tons. Alright, let's see. I think we'll quickly earn the last 20k that we need. 20k cannot do proper math. We need 30k. So, and right now we just earned 2k. So, and I do believe that we actually.
Good job there. We need a base of operations on the other side of the river, and that means we need a bridge. I don't suppose you've built a bridge before, right? Well, there's a first for everything. Oh, and if you want a steady supply of concrete slabs, I have just the thing. You can send a concrete slab convoy from the warehouse to the harbor base. Not essential, but it should keep our reserves up.
Roger, Kelly. So no, I've never built a bridge before, except if you count building a bridge out of like small wooden sticks. I had to do that in school. I haven't done it since. I would like to point out that our bridge was able to hold one full bottle of Jameson. Yes, this was not in like one of the low grades. I think this was in our first year on my college degree. We had to like do something structural with how to build the bridge. You guys have seen other people do that as well. I will not bore you with the facts. So she did mention that we also could send a convoy of concrete slabs to the warehouse. That's over here. To the harbor base. What will that require? Would it be as simple as just building a route? Sorry, building a route. Would it actually be as simple as just building a route? I think you go over the bridge. Oh, I forgot about this part. I barely got over that with the scout car. Here. And then to the harbor base. How is the sand quarries? So this is what I'm talking about. So we definitely need a bigger dump truck. Otherwise we'll have to drive all the way with the dump truck, pull one load, recover it, and then do it one more time. Or many times, I would believe. And we have the other objective. We need to build a bridge. We need to do that. So we simply just need to reach that location. I don't see why we cannot do that. You need to build a bridge to cross the river. Open the map and go to the Bridges tab. Alright. So we can build a wide concrete bridge. We do have some kind of like pointer here. I would assume that this is the direction it's going. If we plot it down here in the middle. Here. Oh. And it just looks amazing. But oh, so it already has 5 out of 9 concrete slabs. I can see that the rest is over here. Maybe we should bring a crane. Hang on, guys. Soon we're gonna have a new bridge. Our first ever bridge build. Just need the slabs you see here. I think we have 5 out of 9, so we'll be 4 more. And I do see that we have quite a few here, so should be good to go. We done it. So here's what happened. We took the concrete slabs, placed them down here, and somebody came here, put them all down, put railings on, put like these yellow guides on as well. And it only took them like literally 4 or 5 seconds. Now, if that ain't impressive, I don't know what is. Let's take out these anchors. Let's park the crane. And let's set up a new base.
Your first bridge. That should weather any storm. Remember, our job isn't just to fix what's broken. It's to make life better for folks around here.
I could not agree more. This doesn't look like a base. So we got this like mobility fleet, or Stranic, I think this one's called. And that is basically another way of where you can set up like a mobile base. So for example, if I do the recover now, you can see that I do have the harbor base, I have the recovery area, a recovery area right near the bridge where we first got on. Then we have the recovery area with floodgates, and then we do have this field service vehicle, the one we just unlocked, where we can basically just recover to this. So I do like this. Normally, you can see this one cost 0 like recovery points. We do get we at the moment we have 7. You can see that right above. The mod that I've been talking about earlier also make sure that this is free, so we can easily just recall it. I don't know if I like it or not. So what I experienced before when I played it, because I know that let's say that it cost 1 recovery point. I'm like, yeah, but I only have 7. So I end up like never using these recovery points, which I find stupid since I have them. Like finishing a map where you have like 15 recovery points. I know at later points we can use recovery points on other stuff as well, which would just make these field service vehicles useless. I wouldn't use them anyway. But now, let's have a go around. Let me know what you think. Put them down in the comments. I will have a look at them. If you dislike it, we'll figure something else out. But yeah, that's the field recovery vehicle right over there. So our next objective is that we need to, since we laid down the foundation and there's still a lot more ground to cover, we need to find a way to come across the water, set up a new base, and apparently the mountain base that we have highlighted here, that is almost 400 meters away. We need to reach that location. Which better vehicle to do that than with this scout vehicle? Let's go have a look, see what it's all about. So we're stuck again. Yeah, I know. We drove almost 100 meters. I saw something in the middle of the road and decided, why not just run over it? Yeah. Maybe there's something we can hook a winch to. There we go. No. Come on. That seems like a hazard. That it still looks intact, just tilted to the side. Right. And we remove this one from the road. Oh. Let's have to live with it. Push it very slowly. Yeah. No. Go. Arrived at the new mountain base. We got 2 new vehicles. You unlocked a new base on this map. Bases are interconnected and can be used to quickly move things around. Deliver resources to one base and retrieve them from another. Store a vehicle in one garage and deploy it from another. It's pretty smart.
That town you just passed through is on Bala. It's the industrial heart of the region, so it's vital we get it pumping again. And that means delivering lots of supplies. You'll need to build a road and then plan a route between Anbala and the transit point. Ah, and there's a nearby village on the harbor that could use your help. If you have the time. Strictly, we're not required, but I think you like to help folks out. Panama is in sore need of supplies. So you could plot a route to it from the transit point. I'm sure the folks there would appreciate it.
Roger, Roger, Kelly. Do you have anything specific that they need? Could you provide me any information? Or did you already send them to me? My bad. So, the harbor village Panama, not Panama, but Panama, is asking for our help. We shouldn't leave them alone in the aftermath. Let's plan a route from the transit point to Panama and send them the supplies they need. Yeah, sure. So where's Panama? Panama's over there. Oh, so if we went the left route. Oh. I'm quite happy that we didn't though. What? So this is Panama. Can we get the other way around? Looks like there's a little bit of a landslide there. Maybe another one. And we can fill it up with sand. Then there's the transit point. Not too difficult. Yeah, definitely doable. And then we also need to build a road here. So this is the town Anbala. We unlocked a power substation as well. We see some piping over here from the mountain base, from a gas distribution station. Let's figure out what we want the most. So there's probably going to be some driving from the mountain base through Anbala. So maybe we should build the road here for some asphalt. Since we unlock these 2 new vehicles, we have the dozer and then we have the, it's called asphalt paver. So this is an asphalt paver vehicle to lay down hot asphalt, activate the vehicle's function and drive over poured sand. Very important. It will only stick to freshly poured sand. Got it? And the other one, the dozer. This is a roller vehicle. For asphalt to become solid, it needs to be compressed by a roller. Drive this vehicle over poured hot asphalt to solidify it. Fair point. Got it. So, how are we? We are within reach of a sand quarry. That's good. That means that it will be quite easy to pour sand over here. So let me bring the dump truck and the dozer over here. We pour some sand and then we get rolling with some asphalt. We got the dump truck. We got the dozer somewhere around here. Right over there. Now, let's get pouring. Nailed it. we're done another road. This is we're literally crafting road out of nothing. Well, out of sand and hard work and a little bit of sweat too, and some good tunes. So, now what are these squares? So, to build a road, you need a dump truck, a dozer, an asphalt paver, a roller. And they're all available to us now. Okay, head to the infrastructure request panel to see the details. Alright, so apparently we can open this request. And then we can have them do it automatically. How does this work? Oh, we can literally just spectate it. Well, that was easy. It kind of feels like cheating. It's definitely easy to get some nice shots of it. Does feel like cheating, to be honest. This has been a new episode, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please smack that like button, show it who is the boss. Right now it's me. I did get promoted rather recently. I'm still waiting on my second promotion, but I'm pretty sure Kelly is waiting any minute now to call me and tell me that I've been promoted to supervisor. Or maybe even like managing supervisor. I don't know if that's better than being the boss. But enough talking about that. So thank you so much, guys, and may you have a wonderful day.